Hello and welcome, I think. Yeah. Welcome to another paint night with me, Chris, aka Mini Wargamer Chris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. We are going to do some painting tonight. What are we painting? Not a clue. I'm thinking I'm going to probably continue work on my eldrad. And if time permitting, I think I will work on my Millennium Falcon. I've got to get this darn thing done. Darn thing. Can I pause that? Why won't it let me pause? I got this thing playing on all sorts of screens here. Oh, let's just put this over here for now. Alright, so we can stop this. Yes, everything's running fine. Yes, everything. So, okay. Now, some of you guys might recall from last week. Yeah, we did one last week, didn't we? We did one of these last week. And it might help if I change camera perspectives. So I had done, worked on my eldrad, and I had laid chrome on it. And so as you can see here, under the light, how the chrome looks. And you can see it's all nice and shiny now. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, how I had to lay a lot down to get this smooth kind of chrome. And as you can see, like on his staff, the little icon there, you can see all the little details are there. Now, if you may recall from the previous video, I laid it on pretty heavily where you couldn't see those details. Even like on the little runes on his sword and everything like that, it was like blobbed right on. And so now you can see how the chrome gives a really nice effect. It would be a little bit better if I had laid a gloss down on top of these areas first and then had laid in the chrome, as the chrome really wants to sit on a very smooth surface. It'll sit really well on a very smooth surface, and I probably could have done that. Didn't, but probably could have. So yeah, I think we're gonna work on eldrad a little bit, or yeah, we'll just keep calling them eldrad for now, till they come up with something better. Drad L. Now the other thing is that it was kind of bugging me is that I didn't quite get these details in his chest completely. So a little sneak preview for some of you guys out there. Excuse me. Is this guy. Got the tentacles all done up. As you can see, tentacles, got his staff, his hood, his bum covering, and so he's coming along. Of course, any Vault members and such will be familiar with him. And for anybody out there who's wondering how I'm painting him, you can check him out in Mini Wargaming's Vault. Get the silver membership, as that'll give you access to all the painting tutorials, and that's where you'll see a lot of my mumbo jumbo. So, let's grab a detail brush. Try and get this going here. Try and get lots of color on these. Yeah, there we go. Looking much better already. I could kind of see like the underlayer of the color, like the black shining through, and I wasn't liking that. So now I am liking it. is looking a lot better now. And now the question becomes, as I'm laying in bone, and he's already pretty predominantly light, and the staff, I've got this bright chrome on the blade and everything. Should I do the handles and staff in gold, like regular gold metallics? Should I do it in bone? Decisions. Oh, well, let's keep cleaning up some of this bone color. Yeah, it's looking much brighter now. And so, yeah, so some of you guys who were watching last week, I have not done a single thing to this guy since last painting session. So, you didn't miss out on anything exciting. Oh, comments. Got a couple people joining us now. I can see Congo. Hey. Eldrad. Basil Shimko. Yay, Dradel. Skull 4552. Yay, I made it to the stream. Well, welcome, Skull. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Debating whether or not I want to create more separation on that headpiece there. Again, I mean, like, he's not really like I'm not doing this guy to a display standard or anything like that. So I don't know really. I'm not sure why I'm fretting this all so much. I should just simply shut up, lay the color down, and be done with it. And maybe that's what I'll just do. Maybe I'll just shut up and lay the color down and shut the hell up. There's a little icon here hanging off his belt. Just get this very carefully. Shoot! I hit the cape. Dang! See if we can get some of that off here with some water. Nope, not happening. Not happening. Okay, we'll have to come back and fix that. He's got more little trinkets. He's got all sorts of little trinkets hanging off his wrists and stuff. Guess we'll have to paint those. Paint this little thing on this belt here. So for some of you guys out there, what are you guys working on? Are you guys working on something as well? If so, let me know. If not, well, I guess if you're watching this after the fact, I guess you're working on something, but you can leave it in the comments saying, I'm piddling away with something, and while I listen to you drone on incessantly as I do. Yeah, we'll leave that as such. We'll leave that. Actually, let's get some more. Let's get some more scullage. Ushapi bone, not scullage. I don't know where the hell I was coming with scullage, but anyway. Just going to go around, pick out a few of these little icons here and there, just for giggles. Like so. Yeah, I'm probably just going to do the staff, I think, gold. As I'm looking at it more, I'm thinking I'm just going to do it in gold. Just in gold. Why not? Let's just get this guy done, right? Let's just get him done. God's sakes, let's just do it. We've even got more icons back here. Jeez Louise. He's up to his eyeballs and icons. Yeah. Good grief. Hard to see which ones are some icons and which aren't. Of course, some of them, as soon as you see them, you're like, oh, it's a damn icon already. Should have known better it was an icon. Almost looks like SpaghettiOs. He's got frickin' SpaghettiOs hanging off of him. That's not intimidating at all. He's got frickin' SpaghettiOs. He's Dradell, SpaghettiO Master. Some of them I can't frickin' tell what the hell they are. What's going on? I just can't tell. Anyway, let's get... Oh, there's a whole bunch more comments here. Let's have a look at comments. Comments. Oh, Grim's joining us. Howdy, y'all. Hope you've been having a nice day. Skull's saying, pretty good. Just finished a small Catagen regiment. I think they look pretty nice. Cool. Grim, at the moment I am not. However, I am looking up ways to use sand for bases. This weekend I will be building some Vanguard and or robots, though. Cool. Sir Carlton says, plugging away at Imperial Fist Redemptor Dread at the moment. Cool. Basil, the macaroni tutorial. Oh, you guys aren't going to let that go, are you? Here's something I can show you guys. This is something kind of fun. So, I think you guys asked last time we were talking about this stuff here when I was showing the chrome off. And can you lay anything on top? And yes, you can. Now, I have shown in other videos that you can lay oil paint on top of this stuff, and it'll work. And it'll work just fine. However, you can also use Null Oil gloss. You can use this stuff too, and it'll work just as well. Now I'm going to use this to just kind of pick out some of the details in his staff and pick out the rune in his sword. That's what we're going to do. I'll show you really quickly. Let's do the sword first. So you don't have to be too careful, but you don't want to hit too much areas. You just want to get just a bit of separation on these details here. And of course the shade wash wants to do what it does best, which is creep into the recesses. And it'll do that just fine for you. And I don't know if you guys can see that okay. It's crept into the recesses there. And so on the little face here on his staff, let's hit the staff. And so hit some of these details here. Like so. And then create just a little bit of contrast in there, just to pick those details out. Let's get some of those eye details, some of that mouth. And so there, should be able to see some contrast now inside the icon. And yet it still retains that nice chrominess that we like. So there you go, folks. So that's a long ass a long ass tutorial on using this chrome, but yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff with this chrome. It's really fantastic stuff. I highly recommend it. Anybody who wants to play around and, you know, get some really interesting effects on their models, not just simply just, you know, shading and highlighting and shading and highlighting. You know, let's have a bit of fun with our models here. Let's do some interesting things, you know. Let's keep things interesting. So, just completing my efforts here. Actually, let's do that bottom stone as well. Let's pull some of that color out of there. Yeah. Let's go back around. Let's do this front side stone. Front side stone? Is that a proper term? Front side stone. And there we are. And as you can see, we got little details from our chrome. It still stays chrome. Stays nice and shiny. And there we are. So, how's that? Back to the comments. Basil, eldrad sword looks like Abaddon's sword to me. Alright. Sir Carlton, what product is that chrome again? I remember you saying something about it in the YouTube vid. The chrome I had shown in the last paint session on my channel here. It was in the last episode. And it's this stuff here. Molotov's liquid chrome. Right there. That's the stuff. This stuff is probably better brushed on than it is airbrushed on, but it can be done with both to good success, to good effect. But everybody knows by now from all my griping, I actually prefer this stuff for chrome effect on our models through an airbrush. You can't beat this stuff, I think. It's Ultimate Mirror Chrome from a company called Spaztics. Spaztics. Basil, Chris, what's your opinion on the possible new Greek-themed Dark Elves for Age of Sigmar? Which fantasy armies you've collected? For fantasy, I've only ever collected Bretonnians. Only ever Bretonnians. I still have all my Bretonnians, actually. And yeah, I wish they would bring Bretonnians back into Age of Sigmar. I think that would really kick ass. But yeah, and as far as like a Greek-themed Dark Elves, it sounds interesting. It sounds very, very interesting. I'm curious to see what they do with this, because yeah, I seen that little trailer today from Games Workshop. I saw that. And yeah, she sounded really angry in that. She sounded really mad. Like she was going to hurt someone. So, yeah. We're just grabbing some good old Dryad bark. We're going to lay some base tone onto the little pouches and such, just for a little bit of neutrality, just for gigglies. Let's start with his little pouch hanging off his belt. Let's start with that one. At least I think it's a pouch. Pretty sure it's a pouch. Could be wrong, but it looks like a pouch to me. This almost looks like it should be a holster, but I'm going to color it like a pouch. I honestly have no idea what it is. I think it is his holster. Either way, getting colored like a pouch. No turning back now. It's colored like a pouch. And let's do his other bag hanging off his side here. There we go. Is that it? Oh no, there's one more up on this little sash up in this little arm, like by his armpit. Man, he's got a bunch of pouches on him. He's got a whole bunch. Okay. So, color these in. There we go. Oh, we should probably do the straps too. Yeah, we better do the straps. Better do the straps. Okay. All right. I think for the moment that is it for that. Because then we can hit that with some shade wash. Should we hit the bone with the shade wash as well? Get a deeper tone going on, get some multi-tone kind of thing going on here. Oh, probably should. I think. Oh my. Thinking too, I probably should grab some gold and start laying that onto the model too. Let's grab the Agraxer shade first. We need the regular matte variety. Excuse me. Sepia? Ooh, wait, what if we hit the bone with the sepia? Yeah, you know what? Let's hit the bone with the sepia. We'll hit the pouches with some Agrax. That'll seem pretty straightforward to some of you. But we're going to do it anyway. Like I said, we're not breaking new ground here. We're just simply making something that looks good. Or at least trying to anyway. Try to make it look good. Okay. Try not to hit any parts. Get his little, I don't know if it's his gun holster or what, but either way, it's getting hit with color now. Wha-bam. Wha-bam. There we go. So, give that a moment. Jump to the comments here. Sir Carlton, I have to get some of that Spastics paint. I assume undercoat in black first? Yes. Undercoat in a gloss black. Okay? Whenever you're dealing with these chromes, they want to sit on top of a glossy surface. That's what's going to get the most out of the shine, is a gloss surface. So if you could do that, perfect. Snake Awesome, hi. Hi. Grim, howdy Snake. Greenleaf Terrain Studio. They call him Chris, but is he really? Really? And Snake Awesome says, going for food. What kind of food are you going for? Obviously the edible kind. But I mean, are you grabbing a cheeseburger? Getting a donut? What are you getting? Okay, so we're doing sepia now. Or sepia, as some people get on me about. It's sepia. Either way, we're getting to it. And let's just start right here. Get some tonage going on. Yeah, that's all right. I'm digging it. Just a little bit of warmth, a little bit of color back into it. Let's create a little bit more depth here, the upper portions. Yeah, you can see how that looks on the chest in comparison to the other portions. Yeah, it's much warmer, much more bone-like. Let's do the one on his belt here. Let's do this one that hangs from his loinage. Loinage? Is that how we say it? Loinage? Either way. Yeah, I'm actually liking that a little bit better. Just a little bit more warmth in that tone. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Digging it. So we're going to hit some of the icons and such around the model as well. Oh, we got to do the helmet too. Ooh, we got to carefully do the helmet. Careful, careful. Yeah, we'll just do it like this here. Man, there we go. Yeah, yeah. I am liking that way better already. Look at that. Right on the side of his helmet. Hey. It's a lot more warmth, and it actually feels, because we're adding that bit of warmth to it, it actually feels like we're adding almost a bit more of a red tone to it, really. I mean, like, I guess suppose we are. But, yeah, it feels a lot better now. Because eldrad at the moment was feeling very cold. Like, all his color usage, like the light gray and everything was dominating a lot of the vibe off this guy. And now I'm digging the bone color on him. I'm really digging that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we went with that. That's good. That's good. So, let's hit some more of these little Cheerio icons. Or no, what do we say they were? SpaghettiOs? Some more SpaghettiOs. Just let some of that color reside in there. Get more of that color warmth. Yeah. Dang. I like that a lot. I am liking that a lot. So, let's leave that at such. Definitely a lot better. It's like, it's almost like we threw in a bit of yellow to it too. Like we threw in an orange, a sepia essentially, right? Which is more like a brown orange, and you know, that's what we've thrown in there. I hate when you get those little will knots on the end of the bristles. Anyway. What are we doing? Let's grab some gold. Yeah, let's grab some gold. You know what? Let's grab Viking gold. Yeah, it's a nice kind of almost a bronzy kind of gold. This is from scale 75. This Viking gold. You see, it's got a very, very warm tone to it. Very deep, dark, kind of warm tone to it. I'm kind of liking that. It kind of has good antique kind of gold look to it. Crunchy milk. Dang, that looks nice. The blends and the shading. Props, my dude. Well, thank you. Yeah, so we're going to throw some antique gold. We're going to use this on the handle and his staff. I think that's it. And maybe, oh yeah, he's got like little arm braces on his arm. So I think we're going to do those as well. Thing with these paint stones, you got to give them really good shake. They flow really good, but you know, you always got to make sure they've been shaken really well. So let's throw a little bit onto our palette. Yeah, this is gonna look really nice, I think. Keep with these warm kind of tones to offset the really kind of stark white that we've got going on this guy. Yeah, let's do his sword first. I really like these scale 75 colors. If you've not used these before, they're really fantastic. They lay on in like 1 or 2 coats really easily on top of like pretty much any color, on top of like a light color or dark color, whatever have you. Does that even make sense? Either way. Yeah, they're really fantastic colors. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. So far, I'm still with it. Until I hit a certain point, and then I'll go, ooh, that doesn't work anymore. But that's okay, because, you know, I mean, I'm making this color scheme up. I mean, I'm doing them up in like Samhan color scheme, but, you know, this is Eldrad, right? So he's typically not done up in these colors. Not all gussied up. +2, we can always hit this with something later on as well, as far as like a shade wash is concerned. What? I'm not sure. I'm thinking I might go with purple as normal. Of course, I might go with red. I usually go with purple. I rarely ever do red. Maybe I'll do red this time, just for giggles. Let's get this crossbar out of the way here. There we go. There's little trinkets on his arm. Yeah, and then he's got this like little arm bracing behind his arm here. We'll get that too. Because he is a farseer, and he should be kind of somewhat regal, as it were, right? Typically, usually, somewhat, maybe. I don't know. Or I could be just talking out of my ass as usual. Yeah. Yeah, I'm mostly liking it. I'm still mostly liking it. I'm still behind it. I'm still with it. I'm still liking the direction we're going here. Get this arm. This can be a little bit tricky. Or maybe not. Still a little bit messy, but oh well. Oh well. Let's just start laying gold down. The staff here. Yeah, I'm still liking it. I constantly have to reaffirm what I'm doing. Is kind of every step of the way. It's just kind of, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was thinking this color and that color. And so far, I am still mostly 100% behind my decision to go with this color. Mostly. Sort of. I think it's once I start laying some shade down on it and start really kind of building its depth that we'll really know what we like or what we don't, what's working, what's not. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm still with it. Oh, I know what it is I need next though. I need some little spots of blue on this guy. Is what's going on next. This little area up here is all cross beam and gold, so we'll get that in a moment. So we get this stuff and the little trinkets hanging from his wrist. Very careful here. We gotta get the staff here very carefully. Oh, that's not too careful. Very carefully. That's one thing about some of these monopose models is that, you know, they got little details that kind of go in behind, bend, and you know, and then you gotta paint them, and it's like, oh, and then I messed it up and I did something, and oh my gosh, and you know, such a pain. Such a pain. Okay, I think we're almost done with his staff. Almost. Okay. Then we just got to hit this top crossbar here. And get some little trinkets there. I guess we can color that stuff gold as well. Not sure about this thing, but screw it, it's getting gold as well. This is probably a rope, but hell with it. It's getting gold. It's gold now. Yeah. I am still mostly liking this. I bet some of you guys are getting sick of me saying that, but I am still liking it. And it's kind of tough when you're, you know, you're just kind of, you know, farting along and, you know, trying to come up with a color scheme, and you know you're not going the typical, you know, established background route for a color scheme, and so you're making it up, and you know you're trying to do your best, but all you can do is just keep going forward, keep at it, keep going, and you know, try not to overthink each of your steps, but also, you know, consider each step carefully. Okay, so that's that. Give that a moment to dry. Go to the comments. Where are we? Crunchy Milk, it's his Friday night casual clues. Okay. Basil, any plans on doing a new army showcase? What do you mean a new army showcase? Maybe you can show off your Bretonians as well. Would love to see them. Oh, they're the Bretonians I painted back in 97. I painted those guys back in 97. So they are not, I mean, I could show you guys just as like kind of where I was in 97, but yeah, was it 97? Yeah, it was 97 when I started my Bretonians, because I had bought the big box and it was Lizardmen and Bretonians, and that's when I really started kind of getting into fantasy. But I've never really been into fantasy. Like, it's just, you know, it's not really it's not really a big cup of like the can of worms for me. You know, it's I don't know. It just doesn't like it. Fantasy just doesn't really do it for me. I'm not much of a Lord of the Rings guy. I'm more of a Star Wars kind of guy, right? I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. You know, I love sci-fi. You know, as far as fantasy is concerned, I mean, like, you know, like Conan the Barbarian, Lord of the Rings, Beastmaster. I remember that one. Beastmaster was a good one. But really, there isn't, I guess, that many kind of fantasy type films like that, right? Other than, you know, kind of medieval type stuff. Oh, Excalibur. Excalibur is an awesome flick, man. If you've ever seen Excalibur. If you have not seen Excalibur, go see it. Awesome flick. Classic movie. Some really beautiful scenes in that movie. Like, they were just shot, like, it just, like, especially with, like, the lady in the lake at the end. Well, anyway. Yeah, we're gonna hit the gold, I think, with Cardboard Crimson. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I think the gold has had plenty of time to dry, and we are going to hit it with some Cardboard Crimson. This stuff here. Now, Cardboard Crimson is a deep red. Deep red. How deep? Deep. Now, also, too, this color is also going to kill the metallic luster that we are getting, the shine. But it's not really, you know, as shiny as this chrome, but it's going to kill it regardless. But actually, that'll probably provide us with a nice contrast in comparison to the bright, shiny metallics. Yeah, you don't really want to overdo it. You just want to tint that surface, let it creep into the recesses and such. And because of the gold we use, which is already pretty darn dark, it's actually making this gold really dark and giving us this really ancient looking gold on this guy. It's actually fairly interesting, this combo. I've never used this gold with Cardboard Crimson, so this is new for me. And I'm kind of liking how the effect looks. It's much deeper tone here. See how that bright that is there? You see how deep it is over here? So, yeah. It's fairly interesting. Okay. Trying to apply too much pressure on the bit. Yeah. Very interesting. I'm liking it, actually. I'm not loving it, but I'm liking it. It's not like the McDonald's commercials quite yet, but I am liking it. I'm also hitting some of those little finer details that I hit earlier with the little bone and everything. And I'm not too worried about that because I can always come back and re-clean those up. I just kind of did them because I had the color out at the time, and I'm not too worried about it. But there. That is the gold with a red. Now then, back to the comments. The comments. Basil, well, you have an old Eldar army showcase. Would be interested in seeing an update. Sure. It's been a while since I've done the whole thing. I mean, not much has changed too much. I got a lot of repair stuff to do. I mean, there's been some big additions, you know. But yeah. Yeah. Basil, I was born in 97. Just a young feller, man. Just a young feller. Is there a way to make shade glossy in order to preserve the shine? Excellent question. I think it has to be done at the manufacturing process. I'm sure it can be done, but it would have to be done at the manufacturing end of it. I don't think we could just simply take cardboard crimson and add ard coat to it to get a glossy shade wash. It just wouldn't work like that. Because it's all in the way that the shade wash dries. And I'm even wondering now, like with the shade washes and stuff, I'm wondering if that's maybe the gloss is the default, and maybe they add, you know, the Lamian medium, because the Lamian medium dries matte, and this stuff is watery thin. And I'm wondering if they add this to the shade wash to make it matte. And so when they're selling us the shade washes, they really, when they're making this stuff, it actually is glossy. And that would actually make sense to me if it started off glossy and then they have to matte it down. But otherwise, I have no idea. Like, I'm sure it's all in the manufacturing, how they, you know, they put these things together. You know, but otherwise, I'm trying to think of like color combinations that would work. Like taking, you know, a gloss varnish from Vallejo, which is pretty thin. All right, here's something that might work. Say we took ink, right? We took some regular old bottle ink, right? And we added a gloss to it, and then added some, Liquitex Flow Aid to it, and made it a shade wash, and then had like a bit of drop or two of the gloss in there to give it a bit of a glossy sheen. Possible. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure if that'd work, but that's possible. But yeah, I think it has to be done on the manufacturing end to get the gloss shade washes. Grim, would you suggest a sand base with a bit of red on it for Mars Admech faction or something else? Grim, we were talking not too long ago about the technicals. Now they have one that is a reddish tone that would be perfect for making a Mars textured base. Basically, it is a terracotta color with a crackle medium in it, and you lay it on the base. So if you're so inclined to experiment, you could take, say, a terracotta color, which is kind of a reddish brown color, and mix crackle medium. Now, I've used Vallejo's crackle medium to minimal success. I've seen much more success with some of the cheaper art store kind of brand kind of crackle mediums, and so you might want to give that a look. I know Liquitex does a crackle medium bottle as well, and you know, try some of that and just mix it into a big mixture, lay it onto the base, and it should all just. Now, mind you, you'll want to put down an undercolor. So, say for example, if you're going with terracotta, which is what's terracotta? Is there a terracotta color in Citadel? Is there a color that's terracotta? I don't think there is there? Anyway, the closest color I can think of is like Bugman's Glow, but have more deeper saturation of this color. If you're going to have that as the part that crackles, you'd want a deeper color underneath, so like a dark brown or something, so that you get all the shadows and falls in kind of stuff, right? Yeah, you can give that a try. Basil, maybe a company needs to make a gloss medium. Maybe. It's entirely possible. I have no idea. There could already be a product out there that's what you're looking for. I don't know. I can't say for sure. Grim, I forgot the name of it, hence why I asked. My bad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Martian Dust or something like that. Martian Earth. It comes in like a big bottle like this, and it's the Citadel Technicals. And most hobby stores will have this stuff. And the technicals are really good. And it's a fast, easy way. You just get like one of these little Citadel texture brushes. It's like, it's not a brush. It's a spatula. It's a small spatula. But I mean, you can, oh, jeez Louise, that went flying. That escalated. And oh my god, I can't even pick it up. Anyway. So you can pretty much use whatever, you know, popsicle sticks, toothpicks, whatever, just to kind of spread the stuff around. You know, of course, you can buy yourself one of these. Just make sure you clean it off and take care of it, and it'll last you a while. But otherwise, yeah, Martian something, Martian Earth, Martian Granite, something like that. I can't remember. We'll say it was that. Has this dried yet? Ooh, it looks mostly dry. So, we could follow it up with a reestablishing of the base tone, say with some Viking gold, or we could hit it with, what can we hit it with? Are we going to hit it with Necro Gold? No. Dwarven Gold? Yeah, Dwarven Gold. Yeah, we could go with Dwarven Gold. Bring it up to a nice little Dwarven Gold look. And then maybe hit it with... Oh, what's this one? No, not Victorian brass. No. Copper? No. 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 What's this one? No. Yeah, I guess we can just hit it with some citrine alchemy, I guess, at the end. Maybe do a little mixture of the two. It's often the way I like to finish off gold with just a little bit of this. This is perfect. It just gives it that right little bit of shine to it. Where are we here? Grim. Martian Iron Earth? Martian Iron Earth. I think that's what it's called. It's a technical anyway. Sarkrim, that's the one, yeah. Grim, gotcha. If you want bigger cracks and more rock-like look, Martian iron crust. So there we go. I didn't know that there was a difference. I know like this one here, like astrogranite, and then there's like astrogranite crust or something else. I know that there are some varying names on them. Wasn't sure what they're called. I'm not a walking Citadel, catalog here, so I can't always be exact in my names here. Just giving these colors a quick mix. Mix, 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 mix. Time we had here. 7:30. What now? Oh, we're going for about an hour, eh? Yeah, about an hour. So let's throw a little bit onto the palette. And we are just going to quickly do it kind of like an overbrush. Where basically we're just going to go for just the high points. And we're going to treat it like that. Kind of like a dry brush, but not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brush, draw it through the paint, turn it 180, draw it through the paint again so I have this little chisel. And then really nicely here, I just come through and just reestablish the gold while still getting my deeper tones. It's kind of a eat your cake and or have your cake and eat it too kind of thing. I don't know. One of those dumb expressions. Have your cake and eat it? Ah, fuck, I don't know. Anyway. How about we just concentrate on the painting there, buddy? So far, I am happy with this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, when we get to these points of texture here, I draw the brush so that it has a bit of a chisel look to it. And I just simply draw it over the areas in a single direction. It's not to upset anything. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Put a little edge on the corners. Catch some of those little doodads. Yeah, like so. So the shade wash gave us a nice deep tone. Gave us some nice detail tones. And so now we're simply just reestablishing the gold. And like so. We've got it. And actually, let's take a little bit of gold here and just hit this like so. Yeah. Bis boom ba. There you go. Now, let's go to Dwarven Gold. Now, we could mix these if we wanted to go for some really tight kind of transitions, but we're not going to concern ourselves too much with that because, well, why would we? We're not painting this guy to a, display standard. We're just painting him to a nice high tabletop standard. Throw a little bit of the Dwarven Gold down. Now, the question becomes, do we do it as an overbrush, or do we just do it as a very careful little layering? I think we're going to do it as a very careful little layering. Same thing as before, though. I'm going to draw the brush through, turn it 180, make a chisel, just so that I can get some of these edges and corners and such. try and go for one portion here. Like so. Sorry if I go quiet. It's because I'm concentrating. Yeah. Yes, I'm liking this much more. Like so. Gives his, you know, his staff and such, and the sword, you know, much more of a regal kind of quality. You know, makes him kind of special. Just going for these outer corners here. Catch some of the doodads. Catch these outer edges here. Like so. Same thing as up here. Outermost corners. Some of the doodads. Later, dude. Anybody was wondering that was cork leaving? Let's bring some of this color in here. Yeah. There we go. And now, for giggles, we're going to add citrine alchemy. It's gold. Just going to add a drop, mix it up, and then I think we're going to do a final little quick little dry brush, an actual dry brush this time. Yeah, one drop ought to do it. Grab my mixing brush. Yeah, that's good right there. See, it's all nice and silky smooth. Yeah, that's good right there. And we will grab the dry brush, which is right here. This is my small dry brush here. And grab a little bit of paint, wipe it off excessively, and then very carefully here, we will catch just the guard. Try and control our brush strokes in a singular direction. When dry brushing, it's always key to make sure that a lot of the paint has been removed. I am not going to be able to dry brush all this just because. So we'll concentrate on the staff and the doodads. So across the staff a bit. Draw it on one side of the staff, like so. Do it on the opposite side. And there we are. I am mostly happy with that. Kind of has this ancient kind of gold kind of look to it. Now typically, immediately after I'm done dry brushing something, I often will bust out my soap. Just because the process of dry brushing really has a tendency to beat the pigment into the bristles. And so then I just quickly grab a little bit of soap, my little brush here, really quickly here, just massage it in my hand as such. Not too hard, just firm enough, just enough, like so. Wipe the excess away, rinse the brush off. Voila! See, bristles are nice and clean again. There we go. And I'll just leave it on the side. Leave it alone. Now then, where was I guess anything happening in the comments? Is there anything happening in the comments? No, nothing's happening in the comments. You guys are quiet. Everybody must be concentrating on their own stuff. We'll assume. We'll assume everybody's concentrating on their own stuff. What was I going to do? Oh, right. I was going to go back to the Ushab T-bone. Let's do a little bit of highlighting. Yeah, that's not bad. Probably can't use this brush. I probably could, but I don't know if I'm brave enough. Nope, I'm not. Let's go back to the detail brush. I'm not feeling brave today. And let's highlight his chest armor. Let's concentrate it into the center, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. What was that? Oh, somebody sending me messages. Nothing important. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that well enough on the chest. Just a little bit of contrast there. A little bit of shade wash goes a long way in creating some color depth there. Really, really happy with that. Really happy. Let's get a little more colors here, 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 here. Get more in the belt. Here, here. And let's do his helmet. Bring that brightness back on that helmet. Just for giggles. Yeah. 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 There we go. I, again, am mostly happy with that. All right. What was next? Oh, more of the Cheerios. Get some of the Cheerio details. Again, if I go quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. There we go. Just getting some of the Cheerios here. Or SpaghettiOs, I should say. SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. There we go. Now then. Comments. Where are we in these comments? Basil came up with a name for the guy. Did I come up with a name for the guy? I mean this guy? This guy? No, I didn't come up with a name for him. He's, you know, supreme farseer, so-and-so of the so-and-sos. So-and-so. No, I got nothing. I guess we should throw some highlights on those shoulder pads, shouldn't we? Oh no, we were doing the leather. That's right. We were going to do the leather next. That's right. So, put away the dried bark. Let's use Gorthor. Use a little bit of Gorthor. Slip a little bit on my palette. And then grab our detail brush and begin getting the details. Oh, there's a frickin' rune right on this bag here. Son of a gun. Figures. Okay. God, you guys really are so quiet. What's going on? Making me nervous. Making me nervous. What are you guys doing? Again, I'm not really sure why I'm fretting all the little details. When I keep saying that he's not for competition or anything, it's for play, really. Okay, so after Gorthor Brown, we're going to go with Steel Agent Drab. Yeah, we can go with Steel Agent Drab. Why not? We're not taking it too far up. Comments. Grimjaw, I was looking up stuff y'all suggested to me and buying it. Thanks for the aid. Other than that, I'm thinking about Theory X and Theory Y. All hail management theory. What's Theory X and Theory Y? Sarkrim, been struggling with the complete lack of desire to paint Eldar, and I've got a tournament coming up in 3 weeks. I think I've just been tired of painting Eldar lately. Well, take a break from Eldar. Paint something else. Paint Undead. Paint Tyranids. Paint, something else. Don't paint Eldar. Just take a day off. Take a break from it. Do some conversions or, something else. Take your mind off of it. Try not to think of it. All right. Let's get back to these leathers. Yeah, we're not taking these leathers up too far. And that, I think, will be it for that. And you can see just the little leather pouches and such on his belt. No biggie. All right. Where the hell was I in the comments here? Sir Carlton, I'm feeling that my Marines. I'm feeling that with my Marines, Sarkrim. I have Eldar waiting for me to get started on. Yeah. Holy man. Sarkrim. The issue is that I was planning on taking my Eldar to the tournament, and while unpainted is allowed, it doesn't sit right with me. I think I'll end up bringing my 8 model Catachin tank company instead and try to find the joy in painting with something that isn't Eldar. sure. Basil, I almost wasn't painting anything because of video games, though I've started my second test Dark Eldar, got to finish highlights and some bronze details after I'm done with, I don't know what DOS2 is. Destiny? Like, I don't guess it's Destiny. We'll post the guy on Discord, work in progress. Very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, so, where are we on this guy? We need some more colors on him. I hate to say it, kids, but we need some blue. I think you need some blue gemstones. Oh, wait, no, I was going to do the shoulder pads. I never even did the shoulder pads yet. Son of a beehive. Oh, it'll be very quick, because we're just going to go Evil Sun Scarlet and Wild Rider Red. That'll be really fast. Oh, yeah, okay. Divinity Original Sin 2. I've never even heard of that game. What's that game about? And don't say Divinity. Don't say it's about Original Sin. Alright. Slap some Evil Sun Scarlet down. Grab our detail brush. And let's start highlighting. Now there's like details on his shoulders here, so I think I'm going to follow those as well. Like so. Okay. Just one shoulder pad down. Let's get this last one here. Like so. Cool. So next, we'll grab some Wild Rider Red, because what Wild Rider isn't red? If that even makes any friggin' sense. Should be fairly quick, as we're just going to go for just the peaks, like so, like so. Yeah, that's it. So go halfway down. There we go. Okay. And there we go. That's it. all we're doing for the shoulder pads for the time being. Unless I feel like doing something else. Comments? Holy moly. Basil, for some reason I feel like your guy needs that thing on the back of his head painted. Don't know why. The thing on the back of his head, it is painted. It's just, there's all those gemstones that have yet to be colored in, I think. If that's the thing you're talking about. Grim, Divinity is the kind of newer version of Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter Night. It's an oversimplified way I've heard people describe it. I've only played bits of the first one myself. Basil, it's basically about your guy becoming a god. Cool tactical RPG. Combat is really cool there. Elements like fire, water, air, etc. play an important part. Grim, Theory X says that workers are inherently lazy and dislike to work. Therefore, they will avoid it if possible. It also states that they generally work because of the paycheck and no other motivation. Theory Y says the workers are not lazy and are happy to work and be involved. They are further motivated not only by money but by the chance to learn and have an impact in the decision-making process. This is a simple way to describe the two work. Interesting. Basil, there are some older games like Divine Divinity, but I had some problems with running them on my PC, so I didn't play them. Maybe it's the gemstones. Yeah, maybe it's the gemstones in the back of the head. Yeah, it doesn't because he doesn't feel complete yet. Because I mean, there's a big gemstone on his forehead that has to be done. There's one in his chest and his belt. There's probably going to be a few in his staff. And there's the big gemstones that run along his head. Yeah. Then I also want to do some like writing up the cloth here. But yeah, I'm not entirely happy with the helmet itself either. I mean, I don't think I carried the highlights far enough. Because it seems a little abrupt. Maybe we should just brighten them further. You know what? I'm going to. I'm going to take some Utheran Gray. We're going to take this down to a glaze consistency. And we're going to glaze that helmet a bit more. Not the helmet, but the, you know, the back aerial thing. So let's grab some Utheran Gray. Slap it onto our palette. Grab some medium. Let those drop. Grab a brush. And let's make a little glaze. You know what? I'm gonna add another drop. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I can live with that. Okay, so let's glaze a little bit more here. I'm going to bring it out to the high points over here. Back of the helmet. Like so. Do this side. There we go. Get that to dry. Do another layer. Maybe we'll bring the color up. Maybe. Just maybe. Let's try it actually. I'm getting tide marks here. Let's get some water in this. Thin this out. Plus, two grays and whites, they always get really chalky too. I'm sure many of you guys have found that. It is a little bit better now. So I'm just going to blow dry them here. This is looking a little bit better. More of the gray color into the spine part of it. I'm gonna add a little bit more to the helmet actually. Okay, it's dry now. Let's keep pushing color up here. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better now. Some more white on it now. Brings the eye more central to it. I'm liking it more now. Comments. Sorry, I went quiet there for a while there, people. Just, you know, in deep thought. Basil, Chris, can I thin down metal medium to a certain consistency and lay it over a non-metallic color to give it the color a metallic effect? Yes, you can. You can glaze that metallic medium. You can take it down to a very thin consistency. I definitely would recommend using like Vallejo's thinner. Use Vallejo's thinner to do that and thin it down to a nice consistency, and you can just put those little metal flakes and slowly build up to, you know, a metallic shine if you want. I've watched your video about said medium, but don't remember you talking about it. Yeah, lay it over red to make it metallic. Yeah, you can't lay the metal on top of red and make red metal. For whatever reason, red and metallics are really hard. The way to get red metallics is it's metallic first and then a clear red on top so that the light plays through it, right? Basil, I've got some metal unfinished warp spiders and wanted to make their armor metallic red, but want to strip them again, or don't want to strip them again. Yeah, you might have to, I don't know. What shade have you used for the guy's light gray cloth? I wanted to do something similar with my eldar cloth. Ended up using thinned down Assurman blue over Suster gray, but I'm not sure I like the result. Oh, that sounds interesting, actually. What I used was, I'm pretty sure when I showed it on the video, was I used Thunderhawk blue. Because it's got a bit of a blue-gray quality to it, and that's what I used. And I thinned this down on top of Celestra Gray to get the deep tone like that. And then from Celestra Gray, I built up to Ulthran Gray, and then build up to white. Actually, you know what? I didn't put any white down on the helmet, did I? Maybe that's what I got to do next. You know, too, I didn't do the little bones under his eyes when I was doing all the wraith bone. I didn't give those little areas any color. Bad me. Let's give them a little color now. Just because we can. And we shall. So all we're going to do is we're just going to tint those little bone elements. Like so. Man, it's amazing how fast it just makes that look so much better than what you previously had. Yeah, just that nice little, just a bit more richness to that color. Yes, much more happier now. Yes, definitely. Okay. So, put that back. So, what was I talking about? I don't even remember now. Basil, what's the difference between the clear paints and usual? Couldn't find anything on the internet except something about painting cars. Or clear paints are usual paints? No. Clear paints, okay, because you have like, you have opaque, you have transparent, and translucent, right? An opaque paint will be like regular Citadel colors. That's opaque paint, right? But you can get transparent paint, like for example, like I'll use some of these colors here from Golden, where like a bit of light plays through them, and they're really good for glazing and stuff like that because they're not all the way transparent. Transparent colors are like Ghost Tints and Forge World clear colors. These are transparent. If you're using like Citadel, like the Guilliman Blue is a transparent. It's actually a very clear color. There's no opacity to it, and so, you know, if you look, you can see the color just plays right through the bottle. You can see how it does. The color isn't interfered with at all, and that's the kind of paints I'm talking about. As these transparent colors, these perfectly translucent colors, transparent. There are some other colors that say they're transparent, but they're not all the way transparent. I'm trying to think. Now, nothing really comes to mind in a lot of miniature acrylics. It's usually a lot of the artist grade stuff where they'll say it. But like the shade washes are for the most part transparent. The color plays right through them. It's not until you let it build up that it gets dark. But otherwise, when you lay it right on top of a flat surface, the color is perfectly fine, right? It's just like what I did here with the sepia. I just used the sepia just to change the tone a bit. That's it. I didn't, build up any dark tones with it or anything like that. And yeah, so when we're talking about the transparencies, there's Tamiya. Vallejo says they've got transparent colors, but I've tried them before and they weren't. They were more translucent. And Minotaur Ghost Tints is transparent. Forge World Clear Colors, those are transparent. And so when you want to go for that metallic shine, like it's like a hot rod car, right? It's like a sports car. You lay your metallics down first. Whatever brightness you want, just build it, or you can create the shadows if you want, whatever. But you build up your metallics first, and then you spray these or hand brush these clear colors on top. I have shown in videos using the clear colors with brush and with airbrush. Of course, airbrush will get you a much smoother result, but you can achieve it with paintbrush. But you're better off with an airbrush. Do these colors come in spray cans? Possibly. Yeah, can you do it with mediums? Yeah, the effect will no. There is a product called Transparator from MIG Ammo. It says it'll make the colors transparent. It's not entirely true. It makes it more translucent. It doesn't make it clear. It just makes it translucent. Where, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like imagine a piece of paper, right? Piece of paper, it's opaque, right? Light is stopped. For the most part, stopped from the paper, right? But you take something greasy and smear it on the paper, then the paper becomes translucent, right? Light can pass through it, and, that's the difference. And then transparent it's just like glass. It's clear. If any of this is making sense. I see that little part on this arm now. It's bugging me. I'm going to clean that up. Time we at here? Quarter after. I think we're going to be getting done here soon. Been painting for a bit. I'm starting to ramble. My throat's dry. Getting tired. But next time we sit down with this guy, we might be... I don't know where we'll be. It all depends if I do any work on him on the side. Hard to say. But I am going to clear this little part up on the arm that I made the boo-boo earlier. Just like that. Let's clean that up too. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, definitely we're going to have to throw on some blue gemstones. I'm toying now with the idea of doing the blue on the sword like I had done for my autarch with the wings. I don't know. Maybe just a little blue on the staff. I mean, once we start throwing some gemstones around, I think we'll know better, but Yeah. So any other questions from you guys? Any other questions? Sarkrim, do you have to thin the Forge World colors a bit first, or can you use them straight out of the bottle with a brush? The Forge World clear colors, you can use them right out of the bottle. And, you know, in fact, I would recommend against using any kind of thinners for any of the clear colors, just because they tend to get foggy when mixed with things that they don't want to be mixed with. So, yeah, I definitely would say don't bother thinning the Forge World clear colors down with anything. You can use them straight out of the bottle and just apply them in even, smooth base coats. Just like how we do, how I always talk about base coating, right? If your brush strokes are going this way, then your next layer will be this way, right? Your layer is this way, then this way, this way, this way, right? That's the way I always talk about doing that. Same thing with these clear colors. And again, like I said, I do have a video in the Mini Wargaming Vault on applying the colors by brush and airbrush. Of course, airbrush gives you a much more consistent, smooth result, but if you don't have an airbrush, you still can use a brush. It's just going to take you more time to get the effect down on the model. That's all. Sakram got it. Been toying with the idea of painting some 30K style Thousand Suns. Yeah, I love that color scheme. That's a really fantastic color scheme. And yeah, so I think we're going to call it quits there. We got a little bit of work done on Eldrad. We answered some questions. We might have learned something. Who knows? But I think I might do another one of these tomorrow. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But anywho, take care of your brushes, and they'll take care of you, and I will see you guys later. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah. Definitely not. No. Maybe. I don't know.